Hey, what's up, and welcome to the channel. My name is Doug, and here we talk about mentorship, relationship, and ultimately ownership of your own development. Today, we're talking to mentors for mentors, specifically around how to be the best mentor for your mentee, how to be the best advocate, how to be the best sponsor for someone that you want to see be successful in the world. And if you're a mentor, it's likely that you're a mentor because you want to be helpful. You want the other person, you want the person that you are responsible for as a mentee to be as successful as possible. And most mentors want this for other people. The challenge is that most mentors don't get this. Most mentors end up being frustrated because the mentee's not listening or angry because the mentee isn't doing anything. Or worse, they feel like that they are constantly having to pull their mentee across their own finish line. And there's nothing worse than feeling like that you have to pull someone across their finish line. So today, here's some practical things that you can do specifically with your mentee to help them get the most out of their relationship with you. So the first thing that you can do is to help them make the distinction between what they want and what they need. This reminds me of something Henry Ford talked about when he came out with his first automobile. He would say that people can have any color Ford they want as long as it's black. Henry Ford only made cars in one color. And when asked why, he simply said, if I would have given people what they wanted, I would have given them faster horses. And while that logic at some point does break down, and Ford certainly has many more colors than just one color today, it's also reasonable to believe that there is a gap for all of us between what we think we need and what we actually need. For me, there have been many times that I've wanted something and needed something else. And so as a mentor, our responsibility is to have a higher perspective, to be able to help our mentee really think about what is it you want? What is it you need? For me, there have been plenty of times in my life where there's something I wanted versus something I really needed, where I thought I wanted a promotion when really what I needed was more development. When I thought I wanted to be in this relationship, when what I really needed was something completely different. When I thought I needed this thing or this change, but really I needed something else. And so we have to be willing to interrogate the reality of what's happening with our mentees so that they know the difference. And it can be as easy as this. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as easy as asking our mentee, what is it you really want? What are the intended outcomes that you're hoping to get? And whenever they tell us, then we simply follow up by saying, okay, so based on that, what is it that you really need? And we never tell them what to think, what to believe, or what to do. We simply either affirm their answer. Yes, I agree with that. Go do that. How can you put that into action? Or we redirect them with another question. So based on that, what do you think would be the outcome? Why would that be something that would be helpful for you? Is there anything about that that could be challenging? Because what we're really doing isn't simply giving them advice. We're teaching them how to think. We're teaching them how to look at an issue or a situation or an opportunity from multiple perspectives. And that's what mentors do better than anything else, is they help people learn how to think, how to zoom out, how to see things from a higher perspective, how to be able to look at different angles of a situation or circumstance. And this is something that mentors are imperative for in our lives. So the first thing that we've got to do this with people, as hard as it may feel, is to help them not only know what they think they need, but also uncover what it is that they actually need. The next thing that we've got to do is we have to show them. We can't just conceptualize. Richard Rohr has this amazing quote where he says that We don't think ourselves into new ways of living. We live ourselves into new ways of thinking. And what he really means by that, and how I interpret that, anyways, is that I can't just sit here and think and think and think and create some new life or new world or new reality for myself. I have to go do something. I have to put these things in action. The truth about YouTube is no one ever had their life changed by a video. When people's life change is when they take the insights they get from a video and go apply them in the real world. That's where life really changes, is when we take action. So as mentors, we have to inspire, we have to encourage people, our mentees, to go do something with the conversations, with the insights, with the advice, with the experience that we share with them, so that they can get experience of their own. Because it's our experience that drives our belief. And if you think it's facts that really drive people's belief, just take a look around you. In all the things that there may be facts about, but people have different beliefs about them. Whether this is political, whether this is things that are going on in the U.S., in the rest of the world, or whether it's just something that goes on in your house. Facts don't always drive belief. It's people's experience that drive their belief. So help them get experience that will solidify the belief, so that they'll continue taking action in a way that will help them to gain more and more and more momentum as they go. And then the next thing that we can do is we can affirm them. And so what I mean by that is pointing out positive characteristics. I can remember I once knew a leader who would say that they would walk around their office and they would look to catch people doing the right thing. And so this is what we must do with our mentees, is we've got to find things that we've heard them say, that we've seen them do, places that they've demonstrated something that we can admire and that we can point out specifically. Now, what this means is that we have to give them evidence, that we have to pay attention to the things, the characteristics that we can point out, so that we can say, hey, I saw you do that. That shows me that you really care about people. That shows me that you're thoughtful. Hey, I heard you say that thing in our last conversation. And that really shows me that you are the type of person that you don't just think about things, but you actually go out and do things. And we want to affirm these positive characteristic traits, because we know that when we point out positive things in people, they're more likely to act on them. Again, we point out negative things about people, they're more likely to act on those things. And so we have the power to not only highlight positive things, but also to inspire our mentees to go and apply those positive things more often in their lives, which will give them better outcomes, and it'll give us a better return on our time investment with our mentee. The other thing to consider is this is something that we can use as a way to support or elevate or sponsor our mentee to other people that can be helpful to them as well. So an example of this is using the same structure, using the same idea, and going to someone that maybe knows your mentee or can be helpful, or that could hire or promote your mentee, and say, I was talking to this person. I was talking to my mentee just a couple of days ago, and here's what they did, or here's what they said, and here's the characteristic. They said this, and it really shows me that they're ready for a new position. They're really ready for a promotion. And that's something I really admire about them. That's something I respect about them. That's something I appreciate about them. Because the truth is, unfortunately, that bad news travels fast. But we can't forget that good news also travels. And so what we can get from that is that good news may not get back to them, that you have affirmed them, or you've bragged on them, or you've said something kind to someone else about them, but it'll get back to them at some point. And isn't it nice to know that you are thought of as a person who speaks highly of other people, even when you don't have to, even when there's nothing in it for you, even when you're not sure if that other person will ever find out? I think we can agree that there's enough people that say negative things about other people behind their back. But what does it say about you and your character if you're the type of person who says good things, kind things, uplifting things about other people behind their backs? So by simply pointing out positive characteristic traits to our mentee, pointing out their positive characteristic traits to other people who can elevate them or support them or promote them or hire them, what that does for our mentee, it raises their confidence. It shines a light on their competence. For the people that can support them, it gives them insight. It gives them a resource, a valuable resource, and shows them how your mentee can be helpful to them. And from both sides, it puts you in a position to be thought of as someone who's credible, who's trustworthy, and who's worthy of respect. These are just a few of the things that you as a mentor can do to elevate and advocate for your mentee. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If this has been helpful to you, please feel free to subscribe, to like it, to share it with someone else that's in your circle, that's a mentor, or even if you've recognized something here that a mentor has done for you, share this with them and tell them that this reminded you of them and how grateful you are for how they have poured into your life and how they've helped you. And as we close this video, just remember that the best mentors do the right thing for the right reason. They expect the right result, and they have no attachment to timing. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.